Now, reactions and properties of carbon compounds. So let's have a look at properties of ethanol. That is CH3, CH2OH. Ethanol, it is commonly called as alcohol and it is a liquid at room temperature. It is a good solvent, that is, it we can dissolve so many things in this. So you must be knowing what a solvent is. So yeah, it is a good solvent and it is used as in many medicines such as cough syrups and many more medicines. It is soluble in water in all proportions. So yeah, consumption of dilute ethanol in small quantities, it leads to drunkenness. Even intake of even small quantities of pure ethanol without undergoing any chemical process, the absolute alcohol, if we consume it, it can be lethal. Now reactions of ethanol. Alcohols react with sodium to release hydrogen. So this is sodium and we have ethanol, and as you can see, sodium cation is it has linked with this and hydrogen is released. Now reactions to give unsaturated hydrocarbon. When we heat ethanol at 443 Kelvin with excess amount of concentrated sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4, hot H2SO4, it results in the dehydration of ethanol to give ethene. So dehydration means water molecule is being released. You must all have heard the dehydration term. So water molecule is being released, so it has formed into unsaturated hydrocarbon now, that is ethene. Now, did you know fact? When large quantities of ethanol are consumed, it tends to slow down the metabolic processes and depresses the central nervous system, that is our CNS. So long term of consumption can even cause liver damage. Ethanol, it is as I told you, it is a good solvent, so it is used in industries as solvent. So to prevent its misuse, because the workers, they might take a sip from it and it might affect their performance at work. So as to avoid it, it is made unfit for drinking by adding poisonous substances like methanol to it. This is called as denatured alcohol. You can remember this. This is an important fact. So, unlike ethanol, even in small amounts, consumption of methanol is poisonous, because when we consume it, after, it is oxidized in our body, it produces methanol in liver, which coagulates the protoplasm in cells and cause, blindness by affecting our optic nerves. Another did you know fact? So alcohol can also be used as fuel. Sugarcane plants, they are the most efficient converters of sunlight into chemical energy. So sugar juice can be used to make molasses, which is further fermented to make ethanol. Now, some countries are using ethanol as an additive to petrol because it is a cleaner fuel which releases only carbon dioxide and water on burning. Now, some physical properties of ethanoic acid. It is commonly known as acetic acid, which belongs to a group of acids called carboxylic acid. Now, 5 to 8% of ethanoic acid in water, it is called as vinegar. You should remember this percentage. And the melting point of ethanoic acid, it is at 290 kelvins, and it freezes in winters, and it is therefore sometimes called as glacial acetic acid. When acetic acid is freezed, it is called as glacial acetic acid. Now ethanoic acid, it is a weak acid and it is not completely ionized in water. That is, it doesn't release all of its ions freely in the water. Now activity 3, esterification. We have to take 1 ml of ethanol and 1 ml of glacial acetic acid, that is freezed, along with a few drops of concentrated H2SO4 in a test tube. So now our observation would be something like, we'll observe some fruity smell. We'll be able to smell some fruity smell. Okay, so this is the test tube that was containing our mixture. So when it is burned, it will produce some fruity smell. So this fruity smell, this is a byproduct of, this is because the product formed, it is ester and it has a fruity smell. Now what esterification is? So esters are nothing but sweet smelling substances that are formed by the reaction of an acid and an alcohol. So this is important. Ethanoic acid, it reacts with absolute ethanol in presence of an acid catalyst, as we took concentrated H2SO4 in the activity. So this is the reaction involved. Ethanoic acid getting reacted with ethanol in the presence of concentrated H2SO4. You have to mention this in the reaction, and this is how the ester looks like. This is the structural formula of ester, and it releases some water. Now saponification. On treating with sodium hydroxide NaOH, a base, the ester is reconverted to alcohol and sodium salt of carboxylic acid. This reaction is called as saponification. So as the name suggests, it is used in the making of soap. So this was our ester and it is getting reacted with a base. As you can see now, C2H5OH ethanol and CH3COO Na. This is a sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Now reactions with base carbonates and hydrogen carbonates. When ethanoic acid reacts with base, it gives salt and water because, neutralization reaction. We saw this in previous chapter. So sodium salt of ethanoic acid is being formed and some water is released. Reaction with carbonates and hydrogen carbonates. Ethanoic acid gives rise to salt, carbon dioxide and water. And the salt which is produced, it is called as sodium acetate. Now we can see this is sodium carbonate and it is forming the same salt as above, and some carbon dioxide and water is released. Whereas in the case of sodium hydrogen carbonate, again the same salt, sodium acetate, is getting released along with water and carbon dioxide. Now question time. How would you distinguish experimentally between an alcohol and a carboxylic acid? So as we saw the reaction with sodium carbonate, bicarbonate. So the sodium bicarbonate test, it is the best method to experimentally distinguish a carboxylic acid from an alcohol, because in this test, carboxylic acid reacts with sodium carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate to form sodium acetate, and some water is released. And some effluents of some effluents is also produced because CO2 is also released in this. So whereas in the case of alcohol, no reaction will take place like this. So no effluents will be seen. So this effluents, this is how we'll distinguish experimentally between an alcohol and a carboxylic acid. What are oxidizing agents? The agents that have capability to add oxygen to other compounds, from one compound to another compound, that have that capability. They are called oxidizing agents. K2Cr2O7 and KMnO4, acidified potassium dichromate, potassium permanganate. So I told you to remember these names as well.